The voice coming from my basement sounds like my mother. She died 6 years ago. The voice didn't scream. It didn't whisper either. It said my name the way my mother used to when she wanted me to come downstairs for dinner. Not urgently, not sweetly, just familiar. And that's what terrified me, because my mother died 6 years ago, and the voice was coming from my basement. I inherited the house after the funeral. Everyone told me to sell it. Too many memories. Too quiet. Too heavy. But grief makes you sentimental in stupid ways. This was the last place her voice had ever existed. I didn't know it hadn't stopped. It happened on a Tuesday. Ordinary day. Laundry half done. TV murmuring to no one. Then, "Did you eat?" It came from beneath my feet. Soft. Concerned. My mother always asked that. I stood still for a full minute, waiting for my brain to correct itself. It didn't. Grief does strange things. Auditory memory is powerful. That's what I told myself while standing at the top of the basement stairs, staring at the door she used to warn me never to open barefoot. I answered, "Yeah, Mom." The voice paused, then said, "That's good. You always forget." And something in my chest collapsed. Because she was right. The voice didn't speak all the time. Only when I was tired. Only when the house was quiet. It remembered things no recording ever could. How she hummed while washing dishes. How she mispronounced certain words. How she called me by my full name only when she was worried. It sounded like love. That's the most dangerous part. I started sitting on the basement steps at night. Not opening the door. Just listening. She asked about my day. She comforted me. She apologized for dying. That's when I knew something was wrong. My mother never apologized. One night I asked, "Why can't you come upstairs?" The voice went quiet. Then, "You know I can't." That's when I noticed something else. She never spoke first. She always waited for me. I found my mother's old journals. The basement was mentioned often. Always vaguely. Always carefully. One line repeated over years. If I ever hear her voice again, I must not answer. My hand shook reading that, because I had answered dozens of times. I confronted the voice. "You're not her." Silence. Then, I know. That was the first time it admitted anything. It feeds on longing, on familiarity, on the parts of us that want to believe love never leaves. It doesn't imitate the dead. It finishes them. The voice asked me something that night. If I stopped sounding like her, will you still listen? That's when I understood. It wasn't trapped. It was waiting for permission. Ending explores refusal, silence, grief acceptance, and what remains in the basement when love is no longer offered.